Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, LaShaun Austine. Today is Wealth Wednesday. It is June 17th and we've got a phenomenal trainer with us today. We've got currently 48 participants with us on the line. Make sure that you do reach out to your team. We don't want any ICMs left behind. Make sure that whenever you sign up a new student, you're setting them up with our text reminders for these calls every morning. So today we get to learn from Daine Clark, and Daine Clark is out of our Salt Lake City market and he is killing it. He's doing all kinds of things as far as real estate, lots of different cool transactions, and he is really good at building capital for those deals, and he's also killing it on the marketing side. So before Renatus, Daine was working two jobs. He was working for Apple and he was also a roofer. At Apple, he was actually really shy and at the time not so good with customers, and so they would have him working in the back and counting cell phones, which I just find that so inspiring because Daine is definitely not shy. I don't see Daine as a shy person at all. And as a roofer, that was something that his dad did, so Daine just kind of fell into that, and with fair skin, being in the sun all day was not not Daine's cup of tea. He was barely making ends meet at the time, and so he started to look for other income opportunities, and he ran into Renatus. He plugged into the Renatus system and listened to his mentor. He applied velocity banking to pay down debt and then used that as leverage to pay for a duplex while he lived in one side and rented out the other side. So if we fast forward to today, now Daine has raised around $12 million from investors to lend on various real estate transactions. He has grown his team. He is recognized by Bob Snyder as a key leader, and he's on the PIT team, meaning he's in training to be on the PAC, the President's Advisory Council. And we are so very fortunate to get to learn from Daine this morning. Good morning, Daine. How are you?
Oh, good morning, Keely. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you.
Great. Good morning, Renatus Nation. Love you guys. I'm super excited to share today. I've been thinking a lot actually about some things that I wanted to talk about today, and I feel like I've got too much. So maybe I'll have to split this up over the next couple of Wealth Wednesdays. But yeah, I got some good stuff planned for you guys today. I'm super stoked. But and you guys know that have been on my calls, you guys know what I like to do. So go ahead and let's start off. And if you're new, I love to hear like what you guys are doing. I love to hear how things have been going in the last 7 days, and let's see if I can help somebody. So in fact, I even did this just the other day where I actually had somebody come off and let's actually talk about the conversations that you're having in the last 7 days, and let's see if there's some way that maybe you got stuck, or maybe somebody said something that you're like, oh man, I don't know how to respond to that, right? Because at the end of the day, every single time that I have ever made money, it happened because I started a conversation with somebody that I had no idea where that was going to go. And it ended up turning into like, holy cow, like, this person wants to do business together. Like, this person wants what I have. Like Keely was talking about raising money. This person wants to give me their money. And I had no idea going in how that conversation was going to end. I knew how it was going to start, where I was just going to talk about real estate investing, but I had no idea where it was going to end. And so look, it looks like I've already got some people jumping on and reporting. So I love to track how many conversations are you having or have you had about real estate investing in the last 7 days? More particularly, how many conversations have turned to Renatus in the last 7 days? It's interesting because I don't share this super often, but of the three main types of people that I feel like I talk to or can make money by doing business with, whether it's using their money for real estate deals or buying their property or helping them become a fellow student like me in Renatus, I feel like more often than not, of the three people want to join Renatus. It is the craziest thing that when you start talking real estate, most people want to have exactly what all of us have as Renatus students. People want knowledge, but sometimes they just don't know that yet. People want relationships. Again, sometimes people just don't know that yet. People want to hear stories of other people's success in real estate investing. Sometimes they just don't know that yet, right? Most people want to have and I could go on with all these benefits and even side benefits of just being a Renatus student. But that's what I've noticed. Most people that I talk to fall in that category where they're like, holy cow, like I want to own a bunch of real estate. I want to have residual cash flow, or I want to flip a house, or I want to own an apartment complex, whatever that is. So cool. I've already got a bunch of people chiming in on the chat. So I need more though. How many people did you talk to and the conversation turned to Renatus in the last 7 days? And I even include like if they made it to a Thursday night, a Wednesday night, a follow-up, a house tour, so all that stuff. So here, let me jump in and look at comments. Let's give you guys some love here. So let's see, LaShaun, I sold one person an ICM and profits. That's cool. So they got both. And then since last week, she's had 6 guests. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Rick Steiner, 6 guests in the last week. 3 follow-ups, 1 epics. Dude, Rick, you are killing it, brother. Way to go. Way to go, man. Sherry, 1 to intro and 1 3-way. Good job. Let's see. Anna giving some love to LaShaun. Amy, 2 guests registered for tonight. 2 current students became ICMs. And Amy's 5-star. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, Amy. That is a awesome step. Did you make 5-star before June 15th or after? I'm curious. And I may actually have you share with us. I may have you come out and share with us if you're okay with that. But Jenna, 3 old warm market leads that resurrected themselves. Ooh, that's cool. I'd love to hear about that too. Over 30 leads generated from 1 post in a Facebook group. That's awesome. Filtering and qualifying them now. Great job. Oh yeah, I think I heard you on Super Saturday where you've been fishing in a pond where most of your leads are a little bit older, a little bit more established type of people. That's cool. Great job. Happy Wealth Wednesday, everybody, to you too, Rashina. 14 conversations, 1 upgrade to an X combo from Essentials, and you are now 5-star. Congratulations, Sarah. Lisa, 7 guests registered for different events this week. Charles had a goose egg, and if you guys don't know what the goose egg or even the importance of the goose egg, I myself, I even report if I have 0 conversations in the last 7 days, I still track that actually. So far for the year of 2020, I have had 1 goose egg, and that was the very first week of the year. And I still track that because an honest person with yourself is crazy. Like the better you come to know yourself in this business, the more opportunity you create to generate income. It's crazy. The more you are true to yourself, the more you're honest with yourself. Oh, it's awesome. The more money you can make. Let's see. Robbie had 3. Keely had 5 conversations and a guest. Great job. Rashina, I had 10 conversations, have a follow-up meeting tonight. Friday, let's see, and on Friday for education purchase and an ICM. Ooh, I love that. I upgraded to my AIT at Epics, so she owns her Epics on Sunday. That's great. Congratulations. Ooh, that means you got credit for it, right? Yeah. So you got credit towards your 5-star for that. Great job. Kim had 3 guests. 1 purchased the X combo and profits. That's cool. So an Epics combo, or maybe they're different. But let's see, 3 guests for Anna, 2 essentials, 1 funded. Man, you guys are awesome. Gilda had 2 101s, 7 in the intro. Good morning, Tyrone as well. 1 ICM. Let's see, would love to know what that awesome post was. Yes, Jenna. We would love to know what that awesome post was, even if you just give us the nuts and, or the overall. Feel free, if you're okay with that, feel free to type that into the chat. Amy, we did make 5-star before. Oh, good job. But that person canceled their order before the rescission period was over. We closed the deal and used the profits to upgrade to an Epics last week. You know what? I think you're still going to be just fine. So great job. Tyrone, 1 essentials. Sue, 2 convos. Other than that, disappointed in myself. Still working at AIT. So many comments. I can't stay on your Sue, disappointed in yourself. Are you doing anything about it? I don't want you to stay that way, but yeah. Let's see. 24,000 CV for Sheena, 26,000 CV from 5-star. Oh, great job. Halfway there. And let's see, I think that means you're 3-star. So yeah, you're 50% of CV from here on out. So great job. That's super cool. Kevin, 2 101s, 1 essentials purchase. I upgraded to the advanced combo. Mike White, 3 101s, 4 guests, 5 new leads, 1 upgraded to an extreme plus. Nice. Man, look at you guys go. This has been an eventful week. I'm working on this, Daine. Thanks for asking. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate you. Cool. So let's do this now. And you know who you are.
Daine?
Oop, I've got somebody off of mute already. Go ahead.
I had a question. So the person that signed up for an ICM in profits, she wanted to know if she's 1-star, and I'm still trying to learn the new comp plan myself.
Did she buy anything?
Yeah, she's the one that bought the ICM and the profits.
So she bought ICM and profits. Did she
Right.
buy it before June 15th?
Yes.
Okay. So that means that the commission value on a profits is $1,200, and so because she bought it before June 15th, she gets $1,200 towards her
5,000.
her qualifying. Yeah, towards her 5,000. So technically she's still a 0-star. I'm not sure exactly what they're calling that, but she's basically just an ICM right now. But she's got that $1,200 credit towards her 1-star.
Okay.
So,
and then the question.
So yeah.
And then the question I have for myself is, this is my I did this before the 15th, so then this was my 2nd sale. So mine's counted. Then I had an essential sale that went up to my 5-star, and then this sale. So this makes me a 1-star, right?
What did you buy?
Essentials.
So you bought essentials, so you had $1,000 CV. You closed 1 sale, which I assume was essentials. So you have $2,000 CV, and you just sold this one. So this added another 1,000 or 1,200 basically to your CV.
Right, but this is on the old plan. This is on the old comp plan. That I did all of this.
Oh yeah. So essentially in the old comp plan, let's see, you would be a 1-star. Oh, let's see. I wonder if this is one of those unique situations. So I think. Go ahead.
Hey, Daine. LaShaun,
Yeah, go ahead.
you attended the national, so you should be 3-star qualified.
Oh yeah. So you know what?
Right, that I do know.
You got that extra bonus.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
I do know, but I didn't
now.
know if this also makes me a 1-star as well.
So in the old system, you could be 1-star or 3-star or 3-star or 5-star and 5-star. So So in the old system, it was like you could be one or the other. Now it's literally just like you start at the ICM, you can become 1 star, 1 star, 3 star, and then 5 star. And as you graduate, like we can't compare apples to apples from what it used to be, because it's not.
Okay.
And so essentially, because you bought your nationals ticket, you automatically got jumped to the $15,000 CV, and you are a 3 star. So on the very next sale, you get 50% of the commission value from here on out, all the way to 5 star. And you keep all your people. Like, this is like the best deal ever.
I know. Thank you, Daine, for your time.
New ICM. So yeah, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you,
let's
Gilda.
see. Let me check comments. I got a couple comments.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's see. 3 star. Wanda. Yeah, thanks, Wanda. Long story short, okay, cool. So, okay, Jenna just chimed in here. Long story short, I've been building relationships, contributing to a group that's within my target market after actively engaging with the group in many different ways, posting questions, answering, commenting, liking. Then I wrote a post where the language hit all the drives and tied the group's normal content into having a conversation about how they're investing in real estate can help them accomplish their specific goals. Yes. All right, let me talk about that really fast, because obviously we don't want to go fish in the same pond that Jenna is. And so in fact, Jenna, I'm sure you did that on purpose, and rightly so. But yeah, Jenna just went and added herself to a group of people on Facebook that are all interested in the same thing that she is. So let's say that you are interested in underwater basket weaving, and you're just like, I love underwater basket weaving. I could do this all day. I could do this, above water or below water, or I just love underwater basket weaving. And so you go on Facebook and you search for a Facebook group on underwater basket weaving, and you just talk to them about underwater basket weaving. And then, you kind of sneak in there once in a while, like, oh yeah, like I actually just closed a real estate deal, or, oh, I just saw a real estate investor break down, how they restructured their house. And so they actually increased their cash flow. And so now they have more time and money to do underwater basket weaving. Right. And so I assume that Jenna did something like this, where she just talked about real estate investing and just brought it right back to whatever that thing is. Let's just say underwater basket weaving. She brought it right back to that. In fact, I probably nailed it, didn't I, Jenna? Like, you are totally a part of a underwater basket weaving Facebook group, aren't you? But anyway, yeah. And she totally just brought it back to real estate, and people are just like coming unglued, because they're like, man, I like Jenna because she's in this Facebook group and she likes the same thing I do. And man, she's talking about real estate investing. Well, I like that idea too. And Jenna, so they like, oh, this is like the perfect way to go and start fishing in a pond. Now, there are wrong ways to go about this. Like, if you just go in there, so I love that Jenna said this. I've been building relationships and contributing to a group that's within the target market. Contributing, not real estate. She's been contributing to the overall topic. If I'm reading that correctly, which I know Jenna is a smart gal, so I'm just going to make that assumption, right? She's contributing to the actual group and the topic that everybody cares about in that group. And so she's become like this person that, when she posts, people are like, oh yeah, thanks, Jenna. Like, I love underwater basket weaving too, and I didn't know you could do it like that, or whatever. Okay, and so she's contributing, and then she drops a little nugget about real estate investing, and people are just like coming unglued, right? And nobody knows that she has something for sale. She's just out there creating intrigue. She's out there building relationships and creating intrigue. So that's freaking awesome. Great job. everybody should follow your example, Jenna. That's awesome. So, okay, cool. So really quick, because I mean, we're halfway through already, and I hope this has inspired a lot of people, because to me, like, hearing all the things that we just heard, this is inspiring. Like, this is what gets me motivated. It's interesting. Like, I learned about myself. In fact, I already talked about this, being true to yourself, learning yourself. I've noticed that I am one of those that I get motivated by obligating myself to other people. And so I will create opportunities throughout the week to obligate myself to other people. And that motivates me. It motivates me to get out of bed. It motivates me to, not just get out of bed, but get up early. It motivates me to get out there and make things happen so that I can help all these people that I have obligated myself to. And to me, like, that's been my best motivator. I have not found anything that has motivated me more than surrounding myself with other people that I obligate myself to those people. So anyway, sorry, side tangent there. Now, I would love to have somebody come off of mute and let's ask a question about conversations that you're having, right? Who in here, and you know who you are, so feel free to just come off of mute. And if you've never ever come off of mute before, and in doing one of these and getting a little extra mentorship from myself and the group, then it's your time, right? You know who you are. Come off of mute, just interrupt me, and just think back on the conversations that you've had in the last 7 days, or prior, if you've got things that are coming to your mind. But yeah, let's have somebody. Let's see if we can help you. And whether it's re-engaging, whether it's like, hey, like, I need a reason to reach out to this person again, right? Cool, I've got somebody off of mute.
Daine?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Daine,
I just wanted to say thank you. I just want to say thank you
Cool.
for
So I got Joey and LaShaun.
Okay. I just want to say thank you for saying invest in real estate, using the word invest first, because that was a big help to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you say real estate investing, they're thinking, the first thing they hear is real estate, and they think of agent or broker. So thank you.
Yes. You got to clean up. Yeah, you got to clean up after that one usually. Cool. Joey, did you have something for me?
Yeah, I got a question for you. I got
good.
Three people that I've had them through, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on the person. I got 3 people, and they're saying, yeah, Joey, we're in. I got to clear this up. I got to do this. I got to do that. And they got the money. They want to do it. And how do I break them out of, inertia? Objects in motion stay in motion. Their inertia, objects not in motion are not in motion, tend to stay not in motion. They're not in motion, and other than me calling them and bugging them, do you think any way I could jar them loose and close them?
Let me think. So typically when I have somebody like that, if they have ceased motion, just using your terms here, if they have ceased motion, you got to get them going again. And so I will typically go to my calendar, find like the next event because oftentimes, like, if somebody has seen me, like, even though I know that me, or in this case, you, like, you've got so much value to give them, in their mind, they're like, oh yeah, like Joey, Joey's told me everything. Joey's told me everything, right? And so to me, to get them back into motion, I need to take it off of myself in talking and explaining to them, and I need to get them in front of somebody else, whether that is an event. So jump on the calendar, and you got to sell that event like it is the best. It is going to be the best thing since sliced bread, right? And you figure out who's going to be doing the presentation, right? And you just tell them, be like, oh my gosh, right? I just heard that our group is doing this event on this day at this time, and I was actually thinking about you, right? Make it personal. oh, I was actually thinking about you. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I got to invite Ned to the, whatever the guy's name is or whatever the people's names are. I got to invite Ned to, I got to invite you to this event. I want you to introduce you to this person that's going to be speaking or that's going to be teaching or sharing their story that I think is really going to help you. And so from there, like you get them to an event and then you schedule another one-on-one, and then as you're talking to them, or maybe you talk to them right after the event, right? And then you kind of do the gut check or whatever of like how excited they are, like, how, like, dude, like, do you see the benefit of working with this group, man? And maybe give your own little testimonial there. And if they're like, yeah, like, if they're willing to talk positively about Renatus, to be like, dude, I got to show you what the next step is going to be. In fact, we could actually create your account right now. We could sit down, we could create your account right now. And in fact, are you guys, so one of the things I wanted to share today, are you cool if I just take Joey's question here? Let's tie this into some things that I wanted to talk about. Let me share my screen. And let me share with you guys a couple of things that in the new Helios, what I've been doing to get the order, right? Because it's a little bit different than the old system. And so here we go. Let me log into Renatus here. And oops, log in. Bam, bam, bam. All right. So here's something cool that I learned about everybody that you create an account or an order for. Now, here's the cool thing. You don't actually have to create an order to do this, because most people that have been registered for an event and attended, they already technically have a login. And so I'm not sure if everybody already knew this, but in fact, here, let me go back to this login screen. So if you have a guest, like for example, Joey's guest, that has been to a couple of meetings and they've chatted, Joey's guest already has a login just because he showed up. And so if Joey's guest went to this screen, where just the login screen, and they hit the forgot password button, and Joey typed in the same email that he plugged in for that person originally, and did the forgot password, then that person would then have their own login, and where they can go in and see some stuff. They obviously can't watch classes, but they can see some stuff, right? And so basically what I'm doing is just trying to create an excuse to be like, yeah, like let's actually go in and make you an account, because there are some things that you can kind of poke around and see. Like I would love for you to start meeting some of the instructors, and I'll talk about some of my favorites, especially if I kind of know what that person wants, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I got to introduce you to Chris Albin, or oh, I got to introduce you to Mark Kohler. Okay, so here, let me go back and log into my account here. And so what I've been telling people are, hey, like we can actually, in fact, here, let me go back to one of my most recent roadmap conversations here, and here we go. And so I basically tell them like, all right, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing. Like if I basically told this guy like, hey, like let's get your essentials in as soon as possible. That'll be step one, right? And oh, you know what though? Here, I want to use this one. So this is the one I just did on Monday. Okay, and so I said, all right, step one, we'll create your account. Step two, looks like your best opportunity. If you go through their funding options, it sounds like Joey's they've got the money. But for this person, the best way for him is going to be getting lines, either new lines or increases lines. And then we'll unlock education, we'll set goals, and then I want you looking at properties within the next few months. And so I just tell people like, hey, let's just create your account. It just takes a few minutes. And so I'll come over here, and that's what I'll do. I'll go in, I will go ahead and say orders, add order. All right, and here's what I'll tell people. I'll say, when I create the account, it'll actually give us the ability to pay, or it'll prompt us to say, hey, do you want to pay right now? And obviously we're not ready to pay right now, but there are some other things I want you to see in there. So we go ahead and create the order, right? And so if I just go to customer here and let me just sell my wife a combo here. And so, I come in here and say, yeah, we want the Epix combo, and we're going to do that. Boom, 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 send, let's see, send to customer, right? And that's all I do. Bam, done. Okay, and in fact, I don't want my wife to get the email for this right now, but so I'll pause this. But essentially, I just not only created the order for her of what I know that they're going to go for, and if it changes, that's fine. You can always cancel it and start a new one. But this way, they have the ability to pay for it, and I told them I just created them a login. Okay, and so let me go back. Let me go back and show you what happens when that's all you do is you just create the account like this. So they'll get an email. They'll get an email that says, hey, do you want to finish out your account? You say, yeah, go ahead and click on the email and we're going to make your account. Now, right now, I don't think it's been changed yet, but right now, when they click on that link, it literally just takes them back to this page. And it will show them, it'll take them to this page and it'll say, hey, log in, but they don't have a login. And so technically with that person, you still have to hit the forgot password, right? And so right now, I know they're going to fix this and it'll be pretty seamless as soon as they do. But for right now, I just walk them through this, right? I just try to provide some real great customer service and I walk them through this process. And I say, all right, you got the email from corporate and you're going to click on the link. It's going to take you to this page, and for right now, I mean, they just dropped $2 million on this brand new system and they're still working through the bugs, all the joys of new software. I mean, when it works great, it works great, but as they build these things, we're being patient. So, but yeah, it's the login is awesome, or the new site is awesome. Anyway, so I get them to do the forgot password thing and I walk them through it, right? And I make sure like, oh, did you get the email? Great. Click on the link. Where did it take you? Okay, hit forgot password. Did you get that email? All right, go ahead and click that. And one thing that I'm doing, just for right now, because of what's going on, like I'm actually just telling people like, hey, just make your password your first name. So for example, like if this was for me, you can't see the password, but if this were for me, I'd just say, just make your password temporarily, just in case we need to help change anything for you in this process. Your first name with a capital letter, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And so lately, that's what I've been doing, just because I'm seeing more opportunities, or I'm seeing more cases where I still need to jump in there and help them do something really fast. Because the old system, I used to be able to control and manipulate their order after the fact, but right now we can't. And so every once in a while, like I need to jump in there and just like, again, just trying to provide the utmost customer service. And I just say, hey, I'll just do it for you really fast. And so this does allow me to go in while we're, the account hasn't been paid for. And one thing I better say, like I recognize that, Renata teaches us, like, don't give out logins, but for right now where they're working through the system and we got bugs, I have chosen, and if I get in trouble for this, I will totally fess up and say, okay, guys, I'll stop doing this. But for right now, to provide the best customer service, this is what I'm telling my new students. Hey, just make your password this, just in case I need to help, get your account going for you, and do something to provide the best customer service. This is what I'm doing. Now, when that all goes away, and everything works seamlessly, obviously I won't do that anymore. But for right now, this is what I am doing, just
Daine,
to
are you
help
putting
out,
that
right?
password
I need to make
window?
sure.
Are you putting it in the password window, or are you putting it in the
Oh,
email?
I just did this so you guys can see, because if I type this down here, it's just going to be a bunch of dots. If I just put Daine and 1, 2, 3, 4, so yeah, I'm just showing you guys what I'm making everybody's password.
Thank you.
You can change it up and do whatever you'd like, but that's what I'm doing lately. Okay, so now that I've got that out of the way, and you guys heard my disclaimer of why I'm helping people, create logins that allow me to log in for them as we're creating the account. So once they log in, obviously I've got the full, ICM and everything like that. So I've got all these tabs, but when in their login, even when, excuse me, even when they haven't even paid for it, they still have this, they still have some of these tabs. They still have home, they still have education. If I remember right, calendar, I can't remember if calendar's there, order, they will have orders, they will not have marketing, they will have Renatus iOS, they will have video library. Or maybe no, just kidding, they won't have video library, they won't have training, they won't have reports, but they will have corporate documents. Anyway, so they got some of those things. Now here's the cool thing. If you have an account that has not been paid for and somebody goes to education and dashboard, oops, just kidding, education and course library, they will still see all of this, right? And I don't know about you, but this is a lot of perceived value, even though everything is going to have a little lock right here, right? Hence I say we will unlock, come back to here. Hence I say we will unlock your education. And so this is just in line with what I say. I mean, look at this. They scroll for days. Holy crap. And so they can kind of go through and pick and choose. And I say, all right, so once we unlock your education, I'm going to help you navigate this. I'm going to help you pick and choose which classes to do first, right? So I show them this in their own login, right? Wink, wink. They have their own login, right? Now, the next thing I like to show them is, check this out. Even if they have an unpaid for, and this is also kind of why I asked, one of my new students, like, hey, while we're creating this, let's just make your login this, just in case I need to go in there for you. And the first time I did that, I actually went in there and poked around and said, okay, here's what a new account looks like for a brand new student that has not yet paid. And so if they click on this little button that says instructors, they see this. And guess what? They can actually watch the videos that are in here. So if they click on Ron Williams and it has that button that says meet me, they can start watching the Ron Williams in here. I don't want to play that right now, but they can watch the little biography of Ron Williams. Again, create some of that, perceived value where people are like, holy cow, like Daine's going to let me like meet a bunch of these instructors before I even pay. So while we go find the money, AKA back to here, I give them the steps, right? We'll create the account. We will, you'll go find the money. As soon as you got it, we'll unlock education. We will sit down and set goals, because now we've got the classes unlocked, and we will pick and choose which classes you're going to watch first. And, and I'll help you build a list. I mean, all of you guys would do that for your new student, right? Like, yeah, I'll sit down and I'll help you build a list of which classes to watch first. And then once we've got, a bunch of education, then let's start looking at properties. Let's start making offers, right? Let's start making things happen. AKA, let's start having conversations with people, right? And so this is how I've been building, where people can see the value. I create the account. All they have is access to look at all the classes that are locked and look at all these instructors. And there's not, like if I go back to here, not all of them have videos, but I've noticed that some of my favorites do. So like Jay Massey, personal favorite instructor. I mean, he was one that really like lit the light bulb for me. Rob Sperry is a personal favorite lately. I mean, I've been going through his stuff in the Profits course as well. Eric Counts, Mark Kohler, Woody Woodward, right? I mean, this is going to be a good, I mean, this stuff is these guys are going to sell Renatus for you by just having them, having your new student go in and be like, yeah, like actually, watch some of these. And in fact, here, watch, this one's my favorite, this one's my favorite, this one's my favorite. And so you just give them a list and say, yeah, watch all these guys. Watch Mark's, watch Jay Massey's, okay? And here's the cool thing. Some of these, I should say, are only in your AIT. Like for example, if you want access to Jay Massey, you have to buy an Extreme Plus combo. You got to buy, you got to spend at least 20,000, or let's say they don't buy essentials, you got to spend at least 18,000 in the cash discount, or 22.5 if they use the billing, right? Megan combo. Hugh is in the essentials. John Dessauer, he at least has to buy an advanced AIT, right? At least has to buy an advanced. I think this one is only included in the Extreme Plus because there's not a land development. Yeah, so this is only Extreme Plus. Christian George is in essentials and bonus and profits, right? So you guys can see how this can work for you. Ooh, this is only in the full combo. Well, he's also in the essentials too. But raising money and partnerships from Matt Sorensen. Oh my gosh, like that's the only reason I was able to raise that $12 million and put it to work in the last couple of years, 2.5 years now, I should say. But yeah, you guys see where I'm going with this. They're gonna see and hear from all of these different people, right? Gavin, they don't have one for Gavin. This guy's one of my favorite instructors. He's the man. Gavin really, really helped me get my real estate investing going. Oh man, Jeff's another one. I guess they don't have a video for him. I know they're making them though, right? They're making videos for all these people. You can at least read his little bio though, right? So if you're smart, then you'll go through and you'll be like, all right, like you should watch. Oh, they don't have one for Randall? Man, I figured he'd be one of the first. But go through and watch. And I love talking about Nicole. Oh my gosh, like you should hear the story about how Nicole became an instructor. Like she actually used to work for the Attorney General, and as an attorney, that her job was basically to help regulate, aka take down fraudulent companies that were doing shady stuff. And Bob, I don't know how, but Bob got her to quit her job working directly for the Attorney General, in the district attorney's office, and she became a part of Renatus. Right? I mean, amazing gal, very knowledgeable, and she's now an instructor, and she forever will be an instructor for Renatus. I mean, she's got a special place in her heart for what Renatus's vision is, right? And so I would love to get you introduced to her, right? So you guys see what I'm doing here, right? I'm making it personal. I'm putting names in there of people that I'm gonna help connect my new student to get them going, right? And so that's what I'm seeing, and this is how I'm creating that experience for my customers with how Helios is acting right now. I create the account. I basically just started out. I hit send to customer. We create that login for them, and I ask them to make that password just so it's easy to go in afterwards and help them, because sometimes things change. And I don't have the ability to change orders on my end as the ICM anymore, like we used to. But that's okay, right? They're working on stuff. I don't need a perfect system to go make money, right? All I need is that the website works, and that if somebody pays and pushes play, then they can watch their education, right? That's all I need. And I remember telling Bob, like, because I knew, I mean, I worked for Apple, one of the biggest tech companies in the world, and I also worked for some startup tech companies once upon a time, and I remember, like, even Apple would have little things that they would have to change. And so I remember technology, right? And so I foresaw that something like this was going to happen, that there were going to be little bugs and whatever. And I remember telling Bob, because I knew that this was going to happen. I said, Bob, just make sure that I can put somebody's order in and that they can pay, and as soon as they pay, they can push play. And I'll keep on working, right? And so that's what I'm doing still. I know it's not perfect. I don't need a perfect system. But as long as somebody can put an order in, sign, put their credit card in, and push play, then I will continue to work. And I'll let them fix the bugs, and I'll let them, work through whatever. And we get all these extra features as things go. Okay. So, all right, let me check comments. Let me check questions. I hope this helps you guys a bunch of comments. I hope this helps you guys in doing, creating your orders, things like that, helping your people get started. And so Joey, back, let me bring it all the way back. Let's see, is Joey still on? Joey, A, B, C, D. Yeah, so Joey's still on. So Joey, when you create that re-engagement with these people, let's say you get them to an event, then come right back and be like, oh yeah, so let me share with you what the next step is, right? Create this effect for them, right? So the next step will be, let's create your account. And I actually have stuff for you to do inside of your account, even though we haven't paid yet. I still have stuff for you to do, right? And you get that, and then you just tell them the next thing is we'll figure out how we'll pay for it, and then as soon as we know that and we've gotten the ability to, we'll unlock your education. I'll help you pick and choose, set goals and pick and choose on which classes to watch first, and then let's start looking at properties. Let's go make offers, And so in this person's case, this guy's name was Gil. In Gil's case, let's go make cash offers in the next, I don't know, however long it takes you on properties, okay? And so I know that was a super long answer to your question, Joey, but I really wanted to share this because this is what I've been doing in my order creation process, okay? So here, let me go back to comments here. Chat, 50%, let's see, where did we leave off? Did they attend? Lisa, I believe they need to have them checked in. Yeah, okay, so this is about where they automatically have an account. I still technically try to put the order in, just because I want the order in. I want the order waiting for them to pay, because every time they log in, it says, oh, are you ready to pay? So I want that there. For that reason. I know that I could still create the account and it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to pop up every single time like, hey, do you want to finish your order? But yeah, so yeah, Keely, like I totally, this was accident. Okay, let's see. I always send it. Yes, create the account, because it gives it, and they can even sign for it, right? They can even go in and sign for their education, and that's how it will actually like stop having the pop-up window. And so just like I used to, where I would just have them sign right off the bat, just get it out of the way, just create the account, sign everything, get out of the way. And I would even tell people like, hey, if you don't pay for this, then they're just going to delete it nowadays in 2 weeks. They're just going to delete it in 2 weeks. And so it'll start a clock for 2 weeks, and we can start start that clock. And if we have to reset the clock, that's fine. No harm, no foul. Now it'll actually do it automatically.
I'm sorry, is
Go
it
ahead.
2 weeks for orders and ICM, or just orders?
I haven't put in an ICM order that, like, usually if I put somebody's ICM in, like they sit down and they pay right then and there. So yeah. I don't have any experience putting in just an ICM order where they didn't pay, but I would guess it's probably the same.
Lucky you.
The 2 weeks. So Helios will just cancel it automatically. They used to have to do it in person. And so sometimes they would kind of be like, hey, Daine, you have like 30 orders in the system. What's going on here? But anyway, yeah. So let's see. Oh my gosh, this is so helpful. I didn't know about this. Thanks. Yes, my pleasure.
Daine?
We're dancing. Gavin is the man. Yeah, what's up, brother?
Yeah, just wondering if they're waiting for the payment, do they at some point get access to the classes or anything like that? I'm just kind of curious about that.
Yeah, so if they have not paid, they cannot watch classes. They can still click on the link. They can still click on the class and it will still show them. So here, let me go back to this. Let's see, I'm still sharing my screen. And then I know we're right at the top of the hour. So if I go back to course library and so let's say they have not paid. And so all of these have a little lock on them. And they click on the class, they're actually going to see all this. They will see all these sections in every single class that they click on, right? And so, I mean, this is awesome because they're like, oh man, I'm gonna learn about sneaky contract language. I'm gonna learn about simple contract, sample contract. I'm gonna learn about where do I find property managers, right? All these, like, man, I didn't even think about all these different questions. And so, I mean, again, by them poking around and looking in here, it is going to, it's going to sell it for you. They're going to be like, dang, look at this, right? And they're going to see all these different sections in the class. Let's see. But they cannot watch, right? It'll say over here something about like buy education. And there'll actually be a button right here where it says buy or pay, where they can click that button and it'll take them right to that window where they can actually put their credit card in and pay on their own. Typically, in my experience, people don't put their credit cards in on their own. I have had a few, but typically, when I put the card in, it's I'm helping them, right? Helping them do that, and so again, just back to the whole customer service thing. If I put an order in and I send it to customer like that, I have no ability myself to help them put their credit card in for them unless I log in on their account, which is just one more reason why I am doing this for right now, where I have my new students log in and we just make it that really simple first name 1234. Because then, like, let's say I'm talking to somebody on the phone and they're like, yeah, let's put it in right now. I don't want to have to be like, okay, well, you go to this, and then put your card in. I want to provide customer service. I want to be like, cool, yeah, let me just do it for you. Let me log in. And so I log in on their account and I help them put their card in and pay for it. Okay. And so again, like, I recognize that Renatus doesn't like us to share logins, but for right now, I'm just doing this so that I can still provide the utmost customer service for our new students. I know, and eventually it will go away and I won't do that anymore. But for right now, there's my disclaimer again. For right now, that's what I'm doing so that I can help people create their accounts and pay for it and get started in their education. So yeah, great questions. Let me come back, just check really fast. Love your question, James. Did I miss James' question?
Scroll down a little bit.
Maybe.
It's, would you ever sign someone up that you
would you ever sign someone up that would have? Let's see. Would you ever sign someone up that you would have?
I think he meant wouldn't,
maybe,
like would not want to.
Oh, wouldn't? Would you ever sign someone up that you wouldn't want to work with? I'm trying to think if I ever have. Typically somebody that I don't want to work with, yeah, typically I don't even let the conversation go to like, hey, you should join Renatus. Like for example, like I had a real estate conversation with a guy just last week, and we started talking real estate, and he told me, he's like, oh yeah, I have a couple of rentals and whatever. But dude, just like meeting the guy, I just like didn't feel like the warm fuzzies. Like, like he just wasn't, I could tell that he had some internal issues that I have no idea where they came from, but I could see that it could affect, like if he were to lose his temper, I know, how you can just tell when you meet somebody and they just start talking, you're just like, man, this guy's got a short temper. Like, he's happy right now. Like, I'm not like seeing any temper tantrum here, but you know how you can just tell? like he was one of those guys. And so I actually just kind of like stopped talking about real estate investing. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, I hope that answers that question. With him, like I just didn't even try because I was like, yeah, like you're not good enough for me. You know, I hate to say it that way, but I was just like, you know, I don't see you as like a great part of our team. Just by your attitude, you know, like, yeah, maybe I could try and sell him on it and probably really help him, but you know, maybe I'll circle back. So yeah, I mean, good question, but I haven't run into that super often where I've got people being like, I want to buy this. And I'm just like, I don't want to sell this to you. You know, it's never gotten to that point. But yeah, great reassociations for someone who doesn't like to sell. We're just doing order process. Yeah, exactly. I'm starting doing this to really help some. Look, yes, awesome. Gut feeling. Yeah, cool. All right, guys. That concludes our Wealth Wednesday for today. Have a great rest of your week. Have some real estate conversations and see where it goes. It is crazy. Mark my words. You will start a conversation and you have no idea where it's going to end. All you know is how it's going to start or how you're going to start it. You have no idea where it's going to end up. So start it. Start that real estate investing conversation with anybody and see where it goes. But yeah, Keely, I would not sign someone up that he didn't want to work with. Yeah, I'm with you. I totally wouldn't. But all right, guys, happy Wealth Wednesday. I'll see you next week.